day in Paldea. Well, I may have earned the title of champion here in this region, but there's just so much more I still feel like I need to do, so after adding my Hall of Fame photo on the wall with the others, I head out to complete my next task. I know that Cassiopeia asked me to meet them in the school courtyard at night, so that's where I go first. At the front doors, I find Clive, who reveals to me that he is actually Director Clavel. Yeah, buddy, I know. He then reveals to me that he's actually also Cassiopeia. No, you're not. But we end up in a battle anyway. He actually has a pretty good team, and my being underleveled does not really help me out here. It's a good fight, and he even ends the battle with Quaquavel. Oh, I'm glad that final starter Pokemon had somewhere to go after all. Anyway, Boba and Lego get us the win, and after being defeated, Director Clavel admits that he's not actually Cassiopeia. He just didn't want us to battle the real Cassiopeia because he felt bad. Dude, what? Anyway, he admits that the real Cassiopeia is up on the sports field, so that's where I go next. Turns out Cassiopeia is actually Penny. Okay, see, yeah, that makes a lot more sense. She admits that she started Team Star as a way to bring together a bunch of bullied students and give them a safe place, but then they all ended up becoming the bad guys of the school, and she hoped that by helping me bring everyone down and ending Team Star, it would help them go back to normal lives. So in order to disband Team Star for good, I have to defeat Penny as well. She battles us with an evolution team, which is actually quite adorable. Also, the music is fire. It's another good fight, but in the end we are just too fantastic and we beat up Penny as well. Team Star is done and over with, but Director Clavel brings out all the ex-bosses onto the field to see Penny, and they all end up friends again despite it all, so that's good, I guess. Oh, also turns out that the reward money that Penny has been giving us was actually all stolen because she hacked into the school bank account or something, so wow, thanks Penny. Enjoy paying that back because I'm certainly not going to. Okay, bye! Next, we follow up with what Professor Sada had asked us to do, and head back to the lighthouse where we found Koraidon at the beginning of the game. Arvin meets us there, and we go inside where I find out this is actually Sada's lab, and where Arvin grew up with his Mabostiff. We talk with the professor via webcam on her computer, and she admits she's actually in Area 0, which is a big, deep crater in the center of the region that is off-limits to everyone because of how dangerous it is. Anyway, she admits she's trapped at the bottom and needs our help to come down and find her. Oh dear. So in order to test our strength, Arvin battles us too. He also has a pretty tough team, but I can't help but feel like maybe this Mabostiff that was on the brink of death just a few days ago isn't the best battle buddy? No? You're gonna make me knock him out too? Okay then. After winning the battle, Sawdust tells us we're going to need some strong companions to go into Area 0 with us, and preferably someone good with technology, so that leaves us with conveniently few options, and we end up calling in Nimona and Penny to join our team, which they're perfectly happy to do for some reason. And with that, we meet up at the entrance of Area 0 to dive down into the pit and rescue Professor Sada. The atmosphere and music in this place is really cool, but unfortunately after flying us down, Koraidon freaks out and refuses to come out of his Pokeball, so we're stuck walking all the way to the bottom. On our way down, we have to make several pit stops at a few different research labs in order to disable locks so we can reach the professor. We go down and down and down, and the deeper we go, the weirder the Pokemon get, and the weirder the professor gets too. Finally, we reach a deep cave at the center of the crater that goes underground, and at the bottom we reach the main lab surrounded by crystals, where we run into a second Koraidon who's not nearly as nice as ours. Hey, knock it off. Come on, stand up to this guy. But then suddenly a bunch of ancient and strange Pokemon known as Paradox Pokemon escape from inside the lab and start attacking us, and the opposing Koraidon goes inside. Arvin, Nimona, and Penny offer to hold off the Paradox Pokemon while I go in to rescue the professor. Sounds good. Thanks, guys. So we go into the broken down lab and manage to find Professor Sada in one of the side rooms, only it's not actually Professor Sada. She admits to us that she's actually an AI that the professor made of herself, and that the real professor died a while ago when the two Koraidon got into a fight and destroyed the lab. Oh, dang. We learn that the two Koraidon and all of the Paradox Pokemon have come out of a time machine that the professor created using the terastallizing crystals in Area 0, and they are actually Pokemon from the ancient past. AI Sada then asks us for help to destroy the time machine, as the Paradox Pokemon are still escaping from it, and if they get out of the Area 0 and wreak havoc on the rest of the region, it could spell disaster. And there's the world-saving quest that I'm used to. So I agree to help AI Sada destroy the time machine, and we head to the back room where it's located. AI Sada then admits to me that this time machine was the real professor's life work, and she would never let anyone destroy it, so much so that she has probably programmed AI Sada to attack me if I try. Oh, okay, thanks for the warning, I guess. So, once we're ready, AI Sada begins to overwrite the time machine to shut it down, and, as predicted, countermeasures are activated, and AI Sada's programming causes her to attack us. Or rather, challenge us to a Pokemon battle. And so, the final battle for Paldea's well-being begins. Sada leads with a Slitherwing, and I lead with Herald. We hit a Hurricane to confuse the Slitherwing, but take major damage to low sweeps. So Lego comes out, terastallizes, and takes it out. Next, she sends out a Brute Bonnet. That's an easy one-hit KO. Next, she sends out Sandy Shocks, so I swap to Kalamata and we take it out with an Energy Ball. Next, she sends out Screamtail. I swap to Whopper and Toxic Poison it before going down to Zen Headbutt. I send Lego back out, only to repeatedly get flinched, but Screamtail eventually dies to the poison. Next, she sends out Fluttermane, who instantly takes out Lego with a Power Gem. Ugh. I send out Lucy Lou, but go down. So I send out Kalamata, but go down. Oh no. So I send out Boba to at least get off of paralysis while I heal Lego back up in order to take it out with Shadow Ball. Last is her Roaring Moon. Lego does all he can before going down and giving the win to Herald, who comes out to hit one final Dragon Rush. And finally, the battle is ours. Or at least it should have been, but AI Sada isn't done yet. The others then make it inside to see what's going on, and Arven tries to confront AI Sada, but it's no use. The time machine then triggers a protocol that locks all Pokeballs except for Sada's, so she can defeat us easily. But we have one Pokeball that never belonged to us in the first place. We send out our Koraidon, and AI Sada sends out the other one. With a bit of encouragement from everyone, Koraidon unlocks his full battle power at last, and we start the final fight. I don't think it's actually possible to lose this battle, but we Terastallize and use Terra Blast after getting taken down to 1 HP to take out the mean Koraidon and win the battle. The protocol finally releases AI Sada and she can go back to normal. She thanks us all for defeating her and allowing the time machine to be destroyed for good. However, it seems it just can't be fully shut down as long as she and her programming are there to protect it, so she ultimately decides to use the time machine to send herself back in time to finally have an adventure of her own. She bids us all farewell, and with that, the time machine takes her away and is finally shut down for good. And that's it. We saved the region and finished the story. And wow, what a story it was. Also, sorry, Arven, you finally got your mom back only for her to not actually be your mom and then for her to abandon you too. Tough luck, buddy. Anyway, I guess we're walking back. You guys hungry? I'm feeling sushi. Ooh, or tacos.